Sorry for the silence. I'm just setting things up my end. Just doing some team principal stuff. So this is my final Division 1 commentary. So let me clarify on that, past me just saying it's my final commentary on Division 1. Just Division 1. Division 2, I'll stay forever. Literally. But Div 1, I will be racing from next week onwards. Even though I'm not competitive, I'm not really enjoying this game, so I'll see if it's something that's gonna stick, to be honest. Because I'm having issues with setting up the wheel, so I'll be asking when more people are in if anyone has any advice on setting wheels up, because I'll be honest, the Fanatec was plug and play. It was perfect off the bat. I didn't have to do any settings ever. I do have a wheel A5, but it's a Moza R3, I think, the Xbox compatible one. So basically the force feedback, perfect, direct drive force feedback, exactly what you'd expect, even though it's a tiny wheelbase. Literally, like, it can fit in the palm of your hand. If you stuck your hand out, if you're an adult, you stuck your hand out, put it on there, long ways, it would be bottom of your palm, tip of your fingers. It is that long and as wide as your hand as well. It's tiny wheelbase with 3.9 Newton meters, but it's only with F124 as well, but the game is not telling me when I'm getting a snap of oversteer. It's hard to describe, but it's not doing the things that it does in every other game. And I can't piece it together. It's really annoying. So whenever I pick up a slide, and also the steering ratio is off, but I know how to fix that. Whenever I pick up a slide, I don't know. I have to visually see it, because the wheel's not going light or anything. It is awful. It's absolutely awful. I've driven karts like it before, and that's the one thing. Well, when I'm karting, at least you've got your whole body as the sense. My eyes are not the best these days, especially, so I can't see when the snap's happening. But I played Forza, I played Assetto Corsa, Assetto ACC, this Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon. I've played F1 2019, 2021, 22 and 23, and on all of them the wheel is giving me the correct feedback, even on the 2019 handling model, which was very arcadey and not very connected. It felt like you were driving a sort of like you were driving the car, but it didn't feel like you were at the same time. Failed to join the session. Let me restart my game then. So it's a strange one. And I'll be honest, if I can't fix it, I'm going to stop racing, because I don't really want to be driving a car that I'm not enjoying. I do need an invite, yeah. My game on Xbox, every now and then when you load the game, even though it says you're connected to online servers, it won't let you accept any invites. It'll just say failed to join. So I could do with an invite, please. But yeah, this is my final Div 1 comms. Which is kind of sad, because I love this division in particular. It's become stupidly competitive. Thank you, Kevin, for the invite. It's become stupidly competitive as of late, and I'm absolutely loving to watch it. Kevin won last time out, which big ups to him. The dude deserves it. He is quick, and to be quick in the wheels, he is something else. And I'll be on a level. And I know this sounds like a shitty thing to say, but I don't enjoy racing unless I'm up there at the top with the big guys, and right now I'm not. So I'd probably grind career mode and stuff till I'm happy that I'm confident in the game. A5, honestly, you'd be on my pace right now, if not above it, because I'm so bad. I'm mid pack in Div 1, which is, for me, that's embarrassing. I've always been near the front in every league I've been in. Even in 6v6 esports, I'd do everything I could to be at the front. As you know, the 6 to 8 hour practice sessions every single race. And if I knew that I didn't have time to practice, I wouldn't say yes, because I knew I wouldn't be on my A game. But once I'm used to this game and to F1 24, I will be up the top. But till then, I'm not going to get much enjoyment out of it, because and again, sounded like Will Buxton. I don't think I'm designed to come 4th, 5th and 6th. I enjoy being on the podium, getting wins, challenging for titles. That's where the fun comes out of league racing for me. I'm back in it for the fun, of course. The battles have been incredible. I'm about a second off the top Div 1, guys. But yeah, I'm also still in limbo. I'm in limbo of a lot of things. If I'm going to drive or commentate, if I'm going to keep Haas TP or not, because if I'm not sticking with Haas as a team principal, I know damn well there'll be plenty of seats for me, because thankfully people have seen me race last season as well in the Div 1 races I did there, although it was a mess because of rusty as hell. I still got a pole, although Maxwell was going to beat me in that race. Netherlands, he'll probably remember it, but the real fun is the friends we make along the way. In league racing, isn't it, more enemies? No, I'm kidding. It is, yeah, you do make a few enemies, but I'd say this ain't a friends vibe sort of league. This is a family vibe sort of league. It is without a doubt the most friendly league I've ever been in, by far. You know, AWRL was good, MRL back in the day. But yeah. What the fuck is going on in the chat right now? And I'll be honest, I am a very tired boy today, so I'm gonna be a bit slow. Why on earth does it say the title on the notification? HRA League is live. HRA Division 2 Round 1 Australia. Rah. That's a mad one. Let me check the title. Yeah, Division 1 Round 7 Silverstone. Why is it saying Div 2 Round 1 Australia? Huh? Yeah, me and Maxwell had a good battle in the Netherlands for a couple laps before my wheel died, and that was the last I league raced before 2 weeks ago today when I... thank you, A5. Yeah, weren't you in HRA about a year ago? It was either you or it was... I could have sworn it was you. It was the first. I remember it greatly because that was not a good time for me. I can't lie. Not having a wheel, and for the last year, I've just been bullying the racing games, playing F1, Forza Motorsport, doing the open track meets. Never raced you. Weren't you in HRA before? Because I know the name. I know the name Maxwell. I've commentated on it before. I've raced with it before. You were in HRA about a year ago. I could have sworn. Nah, I'm going to go look through the VODs. You've got me questioning myself now. No. HRA League. No, you've got me confused now. Okay, here we go. Netherlands. A VOD exists of it. No, it wasn't you in it. It was Thomas NUFC I'm thinking about. Oh, look. Pole by 3 tenths. Oh my god. I was so good back in the day. George Plaster 4 tenths off me. Kusky 7 tenths off me, mate. Whew. What can I say? I'm the GOAT. Where's Maz? Where's the HRA? Where's Maz? Hang on, let me have a look at this. Maz, 6.5 temps off, 6 temps off. Oh, cooked. Yeah, that's what I enjoy the most. Pole, like races like that, where every now and then you get a good result. But what can I say? But yeah, that's the reason why I'm slow at the moment. I can't feel what the wheel. Cause it's weird for those non-wheel users. You'll sort of get it, but braking, initial turning, I'm brilliant because there's no slides, no issues because I run ABS and line because I'm not gonna sweat. And the muzzle brake pedals, have you seen them? There is no feedback. The throttle and brake pedal have the exact same spring load force, and it's awful. I'm gonna get a conversion kit to get the Fanatec working on them. It's that bad. But then I hit the mid corner phase. I'll either hit a bump or something. Now you'll pick up a slide every now and then, or on throttle. So the last two phases of the corner, where you're in the middle and exit of it, I have no feel for what the car's doing. So I don't know when it's sliding. So that's losing me time if I'm sliding. I don't know where the limit is on the throttle because I ain't been able to figure it out yet. Because if there's a snap of oversteer, I don't know it's happening. The car just spins. It's god awful. Let's see, we've got Bloomsy on the grid as well tonight. Won the Division 2 race, which I'm going to put it out there. I was partially the reason why Hampan didn't win that. So for context, just as a bit of filler, we'll give the rundown. So it was Bloomsy on pole by 9 temps, absolute domination. But it was a wet race, and I asked in the Haas chat, "Is it wet through?" And they said yes. So I assumed full wet the whole way through, and so you can go even fuel and make it so you just after you cross the line. But what I didn't know is it was going to go to inters, and you burn 0.05 a lap on inters from the testing that I did. So he ran out of fuel just as he was entering the last, or exiting, well, the corner that's on screen there. He hit the apex of that right-hander, you can see, by the short qualifying Great Britain, and run out of fuel, and he had it. 0.2 more fuel he needed, and he would have made it. He was perfect throughout the whole race, blipping between even and uneven. Fancy a Friday chocolate and oh. Yeah, what happened with me being in the RB chat? Did I get booted? Did I leak something by accident or something? So I swear I'm not in the Discord anymore. Need a miracle. It's Silverstone. Ah, fair. Oh, good, boss. Yeah, I'm really unsure. I've told people, Carl, about me raining 10 to 15, so these first couple stints are quite important, it would seem, or first couple runs. First two could be the only we get before the rain arrives. 70% chance of rain at Silverstone on the F1 games is the word that was given in the Div 2 chat. So it does turn up, even though it's mid-July. Welcome to England, ladies and gentlemen. Where you can have 25-degree days in February, or 20 to 25-degree days in February. Literally happened in 2019 when I was in school. Was it 2019 because my construction teacher was still alive. Yeah. Happened in 2019. Or we had a week in February. And then it gets to the summer and chucks it down the whole time. Welcome to England, people. But yeah, I'm limbo as to if I'm going to keep the Haas team principal role. Right now, it's a yes, because come back from holiday, I've realised I don't have to be checking my messages all the time at work. I can set boundaries in that with the people in the chats. But I don't make a good team principal because I don't have the confidence to kick people out. Like I've had someone approach me, not gonna say who, in Division 2 wanting a seat. But Saji and Hampan are two good drivers. And if they're not leaving, the seat's not opening. So that ruthlessness I need, unless it's bloody Bloomsy showing up, even then I feel bad. So I want to run a nice team. But I also want Haas to win because I know what it means to this league, and that's what's keeping me from dropping it. Because I know someone will take it over. Hampan's already offered. But if I have the capacity to make it the best team in HRA, damn well I will. You know, damn well. Let me turn down my music a bit. Second, nah. We'll be best at some point. Maybe not in Div 1. We'll save that for you RB boys. Wherever Willsy is, the pace will be, quite frankly. And if you can get Willsy and Kevin on the same team, you are a cooking. Yeah, for reference, the best pace I got was like a 28.2. So that shows you how far off. Plus, Silverstone has a very low grip. Also, if there's any issues with the stream chugging, let me know. And I'll switch my Wi-Fi's, relaunch the stream as Eastman goes P1. Iceman, sorry. Not Eastman. Iceman. Hey. All I'm saying is, Jinx, let me clarify this, incredible driver, one of the fastest drivers in HRA. But Kevin and Willsy at the same team, my god. Carl, you know better than anyone else. We've seen the two quickest guys, Kevin included, in that at one team before, and that was Red Bull in the most dominant season in HRA history last season. If you can dream team, do it. Sorry, but do it. Otherwise, you know, Haas will will happily take Willsy and Kevin, you know. Happily. Open arms. I'll drop my seat if I have to. Oh, so what do you mean Kevin's not handsome? Kevin's handsome enough. Better looking than me, at least. Me, you can play... Well, you can't play noughts and crosses on my forehead. You can play chess on my forehead if you wanted. I know that's ruthless, but you could. But it is an autistic thing, I found out. Autistic people have bigger foreheads. It's factual. The studies show. The tism's holding me back. Five minutes till the rain. Oh. Oh, Willsy's on a flight. There he goes. Willsy to the line. P1. by 5 tenths. Kevin on an outlap in the Aston. I think everyone's going to be thinking they're struggling here. Quite frankly, setups are so slidey around here. It's a low grip track. Same as Abu Dhabi that I raced 2 weeks ago. Gotta stop saying that I raced it. People know that. It's a very proud thing for me to be back racing, if you couldn't tell. But then, it's how my brain works and the ebbs and flows is 2 weeks later, even though I enjoyed that race so much, my brain's going, do you want to race? And I'm like, yes. Oi! That's the problem I face, except I spin when that happens. Kevin on his one and only flying attempt. The rain will arrive soon. Right now, Willsey tops the time at 25.7. Absolutely mighty time. Yeah. Kevin likes a slidey setup, he says, likes a snappy setup, but he's saying to me this is different. Apologies for the low energy attend today in comms. I'm very, very tired. So it's just going to be a chill one. Kevin goes P2. Willsey 4 tenths the better. Might even get to the point where I hop on Uber Eats and order myself a Red Bull or something. Or walk to co-op. Uber Eats just to get a Red Bull over. That is the most modern thing. Yeah, spend £5 just to get an energy drink delivered. It's probably going to make me more sleepy anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. There's Iceman on a lap. The Iceman and the McLaren, that just seems right. 2005 Kimi vibes. Does improve. 3 thousandths off Kevin. Is that Herms? Herms on the flying lap. In the McLaren, tipping the front end in. Cars just look like they're so weird on this game behaviorally. Oof. It's quite not warm, but in the UK, for people who don't live here, we don't get particularly warm summers. Maybe 30. Some 35 degree days. They're centigrade, by the way, for the Yankee Doodles. But we get very humid days. Very, very humid days. Rain incoming. Is the message. Rain any moment. As Bloomsy looks to finish that, yeah. So the heat, because it's humid, and especially right where I am, we are next to the River Thames. I am 25-minute walk away from being on the bank of the Thames. Well, actually, 12, 13 if I take the direct route. so we get all of the evaporation, and it hangs the heat. Because of that, the moisture stays warm, and it's about midnight you can get to sleep most nights. That's when it becomes tolerable enough. And after a couple of weeks of the warmth, it gets to the point where you just take everything off, lob the duvets and the blankets off, and yeah, give Bloomsy a Div 1 seat for real. This is a display from Bloomsy. He belongs in this division, quite frankly. He'd be beating me right now. Comfortably. Ooh. Good spot from the McLaren there. Ladies and gentlemen, the rain has arrived. So this might well be it. Everyone into the pits. A5 just going to finish off his flying lap, and then he will come into the pits as well. I love how I call it A5. It's not A5, it's Sims, but an improvement from the Red Bull. All I'm saying is, if you want me to start calling you Sims, I'll gladly do it. This goes out to everyone else. If I'm mispronouncing your name, as I was with Iceman, who's just retired from the session, it's a Dutch spelling, and I was calling Ishman, which is, I think, not the right way to pronounce it anyway. Kevin will say that is not good Dutch in the slightest. But I was trying, but I got corrected, and now I'm correct. Ah, pronounced it the same as Iceman. Is the other McLaren? That's a Dutch name, isn't it? Or they just misspelled this. I don't know. Yeah. Legend team, but you've only got one car on the grid, Carl. Come on. I mean, I can't talk. My drives are 12th and 14th, but I have I don't think any Div 1 drivers that I didn't sign my Div 2 drivers as well. I just happily got a good bunch. This. I'm guessing that's Herms. Yeah, I've been calling you A5 this whole time. I've known it's Sims for a while, but it's like, it feels awkward changing, but if you're not happy with me saying it, just... no, Horner. Nice. DMs. Oh, drop my phone. I'm getting Dutch lessons. I got pocket Duolingo from Kevin. Look at this. Hang on, I'm gonna mute.
It's dice, you dumb fuck.
Apparently it's dice, you dumb fuck. It's the message, word for word. Okay. You don't have to be so mean. If you couldn't tell, Kevin, I'm English, mate. I'm kidding. No one likes the Dutch anyway. No, I don't know. They're party people. I like that. I mean, I'm not a party person myself. I just stand in the corner of sensory overload and sort of chill. So, I can't speak, but... Never gonna go back to Red Bull. Oh! Did that... Did you mean to do that? Ayo Max. What was that? Blood just decided I'm gonna full throttle now and just straighten out my steering wheel. But I have seen Maxwell before. You've been. Oh. Hello. Careful, Kevin, he'll show you the horn dog. Kevin, I know your English ain't the best, but you might want to rephrase that in the chat. You're doing what in Red Bull, Kevin? Let's get the heads out of the gutter. We've got a race. Come on. I'll say hello. Huh? Dry race. Nice. I'm gonna put better songs on. A Rammstein? No thank you. I do not want German metal while watching an F1. Oh, actually, yeah, no, German metal while watching an F1 race. That's a shout. I know I changed up real quick there, but I've got some beers in the car. I'm gonna stay away from them because, yeah, recently our drink has not been liking my meds. The only thing I can drink is salt caramel vodka, and thankfully I've got some of that sitting right here. Alrighty, I'm gonna take the allotted toilet break time to go and have a toilet break. I'll be back in a second. Alrighty, I'm back. Shut my window so I don't get no mosquitoes. I think I'm going to do a standing commentary today. I'm feeling like pacing around my room talking. It's one of them days, you know. So let's change my setup. Make sure there's nothing my goofy ass can trip over. Oh, where's my controller? Alrighty, here we go then. For Division 1, Silverstone. It's always a bang around here. Lights out, and away we go. Looks like a strong start from Willsey at the front. It seems like Iceman side by side with Kevin heading through turn 1. They're going to battle it out, heading towards a loop and entry. As it stands, it looks like Kevin just losing out to Iceman. He's not going to give it up on the outside though. Looks to get a bit of a Constantina switchback effect. Doesn't work out for him. Loses that place as it stands. Willsey out the front. We've got side by side. We're going to go 3 wide, possibly down the Hanger Straight or Wellington Straight. I can't remember which one it is, but the Mercedes very much putting the McLaren under pressure. But Maxwell has to be careful because he's got Tezza behind him, fighting hard. And indeed he is. To the inside goes Tezza. Takes a position on Maxwell. Just going to put my music on loop. As Intronsic and Devon fighting further back. Intronsic, one of those who didn't get a good lap in. So it's going to be intriguing to see what he can do. It's a bit of a slow exit though. Devon stacks up to the back of him. Ended, sorry, stacks up to the back of him. We've got side by side further back. Here comes Sims. Oh, possibly 3 wide, makes contact with Intronsic, forces him slightly wide. And he might well give that place back. Doesn't, because he's got Lazy Stairs on his inside now. Desovic and Bayliss fighting it out. That was a very, very clean pass. Is that a bit of front wing missing for Sims? It is. So that Red Bull will be clocking out very quickly. He's already got Intronsic up his inside. As here comes Intronsic. Back on Sims. Gets the position. Now Milanist and Chuck Norris will look to get involved in this fight. Ended is right up on the back of Desovic. Same for Lazy heading down the straight. This might get a bit interesting. Here comes Ended on Desovic. To the outside goes the Haasman. Looks for the switchback on the kick Sauber as we enter Luffield corner. Look at the Ferrari of Lazy behind, sweeping clean around the outside. He'll square the car off, get the better exit, and sweep around the outside of Ended. Easy as a go. Ended boxed. Could not do a thing. Here comes Lazy. He's bullying the RS to the inside. He goes at Cops. Side by side through the entirety of the corner. Looks like Lazy has that position on lock, but they're still side by side, Desovic and Lazy. But Lazy ultimately ends up taking the position in the Ferrari. And now Desovic will look to respond. Intronsic and Milanist fighting it out. We'll have a look at Willsey, see how this is going. Kevin and Iceman sticking with them nicely. Got Lazy and Desovic side by side. Are we going to see a bit of a Frugos Hamilton moment? Not quite, but it is 2 in the same corner that he did it. Frugos Ended. And nothing that Lazy and Desovic can do because they were too busy having their own fight. And they forgot that the Haas could get involved with the switchback. Sims fighting Milanist, now with half a front wing. Ended not fighting as it stands. I'm going to keep a hover over the leaders, see how they're doing. Likes of Kevin, Iceman and Willsey, the top 3. Not quite pulling away from Bloomsy in the kick Sauber. Must be said, Bloomsy sticking with these guys nicely. I'm going to bring up the rest of my data because I didn't have time to earlier. Position changes, decent. We'll keep the tyres up. Here comes Iceman to the outside of Willsey, takes to the front in the McLaren. But as ever, it is all strategy at this point. None of these are decisive moves as it stands. Understandable, Cole. 10-second time penalty for Sims. The tyres in the pits, but he can watch this great race. So, ups and downs. Yellow flags because of that. Here comes Kevin on Wheelsy. You guys have got to be careful. Also, I'm not going to be too active in the track because I am standing up and my phone's next to me. Kevin just settling into the groove now. It's about the time the car will get a little bit snappy. This is the thing that I'm struggling with on the game. When you initially turn in, it feels like the car's it's going to go. It feels like it, but it never does. It's a strange one. But when it does go on you, you don't expect it, and apparently you carry the slide. I'm not used to carrying slides. I like to have my 4 wheels planted firmly on the road and not sliding. But Kevin doesn't go down the inside of Wheelsy there. But he does here, heading through the final chicane. Side by side, they make contact. Wheelsy leaving absolutely zero space for Kevin there. Bit naughty there. There was a car on the inside. You do have to respect racing room, even if it's not a conventional passing place. Apologies for the silence. I am just setting up my track map so that I can get all of the corner names down because I'm being a bit poor with them. As it stands. Page 58, Silverstone. Look at that then. Le Bosch. Here we go then. Through Magnets and Beckett's. Bit of a wash of understeer for Kevin there. Sort of hurt him. Wheelsy's looking like he's posturing to retake this here. Indeed he is. You could tell by the movement of the car out of Beckett's and onto Chapel that he was absolutely pushing. So here we go. Into the Vale chicane and out of it. Vale and Club. That's what I've got to remember. As Intronsic into the pits. Sim saying it was the lag of Intronsic who ghosted through him. And when he unghosted, he took part of the Red Bull's wing with him. Here we go then. The leader's at it again. Desevic and Milanis fighting. Oh, a bit of front wing missing for Desevic. That is why he's dropping back. Just waiting for the pit window. But he's all over the back of the Ferrari here. He's on hard tyres. Yellow flags are for Intronsic. Change for the lead as well. Here we go. Desevic to the outside. Heading down the hangar straight. Oh, Wellington straight. I should probably stop attempting that. As Kevin takes a lead from Wheelsy. Kevin to the front. Just corners ago he was third. ERS regen at passive is 30% a lap here, so a lot of ERS usage to help you through your way, but it burns very quickly as well. As Wheelsy retakes the position on Kevin. Wheelsy wanting to stay in control of this race. As it stands, no real one person has been in control. Bloomsy has been sitting confidently clinging with these guys, sticking with them, not attacking, not causing any issues, but he is there. DRS effect really helping him out. Right now he's a bit of a bystander. As Bayliss passing Devon. Into P8 goes Bayliss. Solid race so far, being driven by the Red Bull. He's the second medium runner. Desovic passes Milanist again. As Wheelsy lost a couple positions there in a couple corners, so must have made a mistake heading through farm. That is turn 2. So here we go, down the straight. As it was. DNF, someone's retired, that is in the pits. It's Chuck Norris. But what we're seeing with Bloomsy right now is what we were discussing at the start of the season, where we've got a lot of new names, and so people are sort of, well, being put in the wrong divisions, quite frankly. By no fault of the admins, they are just using what they know with the time trial system, and that's what most leagues use. Into the pits. Solid from Wheelsy. Looking for the undercut on Kevin. And Iceman. Bloomsy has now joined the party. I'm just going to quickly change my song, because this is driving me nuts. And my feet are hurting, so I'm sitting back down. But as it stands, Wheelsy looking for the undercut. Will the others respond? They kind of have to respond, really. Otherwise, they could put their race under detriment. Because if Wheelsy pulls that second clear after the pit stop, it is game. As Iceman takes the front. And everyone into the pits. Does anyone outbrake themselves? Oh, close from Bloomsy. Very, very close. But it seems like all the soft runners, bar Tezamaza, are in. That's hard tyres for Iceman. That's a bit of a strange one. Bayliss gets an invite back in. I don't have Chuck Norris on my friends list. No, he's leaving anyway. Iceman gets past. And there's the fear, look. Kevin, Bloomsy, all have come out behind Milanis, and Wilsey is clear of these guys. That undercut is ridiculous. So there's a car going slow. That's Bayliss getting back in the session. Getting going again. He seems to be having issues. Big issues. What is going on for the Red Bull? No front wing on that car, maybe? Into the pits. Yeah, there's severe front wing damage. He's boxing to retire that car and does. Kevin Bloomsy, look how close this lot are to the back of Desovic. Kevin looks to the inside of Desovic. The kick Sauber is going to be working to help his teammate Bloomsy here, who may well be covering that car from being in a McLaren in Division 2. But it does seem like Desovic is fighting this awfully hard. 4 guys who are fighting through the pack. But at the end of the day, time gained to your rivals could always help. But when you've got front wing damage as well. Beautiful switch back there from Bloomsy. That is absolutely epic to watch. As Kevin now looks to close in on the back of Iceman, who he was fighting beforehand. But they were all battling Wilsey, who has now gapped them by 3 seconds. Teza Mazda finally pits. Here comes Kevin on Iceman to the outside. Desovic continues to fight Bloomsy. And he's really hurting his teammate's race. Big ups to Desovic, he's an incredible driver, but just let him pass, man. He's not your race. He's wrecking Bloomsy's race here completely. So it's going to be getting impatient right about now. And he may well do something stupid. I'm going to reset the party as well. Actually, no. To the inside goes Bloomsy. There's contact made between the two of them. Desovic is fighting this like it is for his life. He's got front wing damage, finally. Alright, I'm going to reset the party. Party reset, so we don't talk in game chat. Now Teza Mazda behind Helms. Helms has just got a penalty as well. It's now very much advantage Wilsey though. Iceman and Kevin must work together. They can't fight. Speaking of fighting, Helms and Milanis having a nice little battle here. Just give me flashbacks to Ended and Co last year fighting it out. As there goes Helms and Milanis as well. Oh, that's lazy off. As Milanis fighting with Teza now. Contact made, but only light. There goes Teza in the Alpine. And level out pressure mediums. You'd think it would be an easy move. Bloomsy gets a time penalty. But that fight with Desovic has cost Bloomsy a penalty in over pushing and around 3.5 seconds. It means he'll now be in no man's land for the rest of this Grand Prix. Iceman just not able to pass Kevin right now. So he's pushing to try and get back up to Wilsey. But Wilsey using this gap and this undercut. Zendeg gets the time penalty. And Hans is up on the back as Lazy and Ended are fighting as well. Lazy gets past Ended. Here comes Herms on Desovic. To the inside he goes. Desovic looks to get the switch back. Makes contact. Nearly spins Herms. And Herms gets the overtake done. Desovic settles in his position. Or does he? Because he's looking to the outside at Brooklands. Oh, makes contact and he's hit Herms. Desovic, in his desperate attempts to over-defend, as he's not even pit, and he's defending people who have pit, and he's just hit someone. Not the best in terms of look. I don't like to be mean, but although he's fighting clean, these are fights that he shouldn't be contesting. They are not his battles. All he's going to do is make enemies, and I think he's got a new one. Yes, indeed he has. Herms weaves a little bit on the straight to say, what was that, man? Lock up as he's going into the pits, as is the car behind. 10-second time penalty for speeding. This may well be the end of Desovic's race. In terms of retirement in the pits right now, he hasn't, but never know. As here is the first of the wild cards into the pits is Maxwell. Desovic indeed does retire from the session. I don't like being mean, but it is my job as a commentator to be critical. Oh, not my job, but I should be critical of people, and quite frankly, you shouldn't be defending them positions. Look at the tyre graphic, look at the age of the tyres, and see that's not your race. You've got half a front wing. Yeah. Take Herms out. And fighting his teammate Bloomsy, who, might I mention, was in the fight for the win before the pit stop phase. I get Wilsey gapped them all, but he was in the fight for the win, and is now 5.5 seconds off the back with a penalty because he was over pushing. That is not the best of displays from Desovic in terms of driving. Once again, not the end of the world. He can improve, and I'm sure he will. Once he gets the mountain of penalties from people, but it's not good to be out here making enemies like that, because there'll be a lot of people who will race him very differently now, let's say. Sort of how Lewis and Max race each other now, let's say that. This is ruined. Not going to try and pronounce that. I'll just say Herms, because I will get killed by Kevin, but it's ruined the McLaren's race, quite frankly. He probably has damage as well, being closed up on by the car behind, but that is AMS Devon on fresh hards. Maxwell as well. He might even get Bloomsy by the end of this race. It's highly likely. As Wilsey back to the front. Iceman back to second. As Iceman and Kevin will now have to try and work together. Well, not have to, but they will look to work together here. Because if they can claw their way back up to Wilsey, then they can start proper fighting each other. It is still on the cards. ultimately a couple temps a lap, maybe 4 or 5 temps a lap, which if you're DRS towing each other, overtaking each other, is going to be possible. But I don't think Kevin's looking at that. I think he's looked at it and gone, it's not realistic. I'm going to be fighting for P2 here. Wheelsy, when Iceman is in front, no offense to Iceman, but Wheelsy is just gapping. So I think this is a fight for P2 now. As that fight continues, Devon past Herms. He'll look to move further up as Kevin gets passed by Iceman. Just going to close my chat on my phone for a second so I won't see any messages. I'm just going to change my song on my phone. I'm just going to have a look at the Div 1 standings and stuff just to recap myself. I've missed a race or two in Div 1. So the inside goes Iceman. Just finding them. Kevin is all over the back of him here, so it is a matter of time. Desovic leaves the session. This would be win number 5. Desovic in the chat was asking what the hell was his setup. I don't think he was aware that he had damage, bless him. Which might explain why he was fighting so hard, because probably frustrated, which I understand. As much as it doesn't excuse it, it does help to explain it. Kevin's repassed Iceman in the mix. This is the only fight out on track, so we'll monitor it nicely. As well as he has very much cemented himself. in that P1 position, 4.3 seconds clear. And steadily extending that gap bit by bit when Iceman is behind. When Kevin is behind, they're even. Which is quite nice to see. Sometimes Kevin's quicker. Oh, it's Iceman. I'd just sit behind Kevin and let him do the work, because right now he's gained 4 attempts in about 6 corners. I think Willsy's going to go for fastest lap here though. He's opening that gap out. Where's it right now? Iceman. Target is a 128.5. I'll ride a ball with him on his attempt. A couple attempts down on his PB. Third line, yeah. 8 attempts off what he needs. I think honestly, if Iceman had, no offense once again, but if Iceman had I fear I probably just started an argument in Gen Chat. Well, Desovic was fighting for a point. Fair. As Iceman still looking to fight out of Kevin. Willsy has extended that gap a little bit. And is still pushing on. Little bit of a lift now for everyone else. Either I'm losing it or that gap has just decreased by a second. Well, indeed, the pace has increased from the guys further back. Not enough to win, but AMS Devon gets a time penalty as well. I was thinking that Bloomsy would be under threat from Maxwell. He isn't quite. Tezza is in that illustrious gap, and Maxwell is starting to get to the back of Tezza as well. Yellow flags ended. Has retired from the session. If Maxwell can get in this DRS here and close up to the back of Tezza, he may well be able to just about sneak that final, well, sneak P4. Or sneak P5, sorry. Maybe P4 if he can pass Tezza as well. DRS detection has just passed. I think he was just about in it. No, he just missed it. He's really trying hard here. That gap at the front continues to come down. Down another 3/10 this lap. It has to come down by about 1.4 a lap for it to be feasible by the time we get to that final straight. Anything is possible though. As Maxwell is within that half a second now, within DRS, or within that second. So now he'll look to fight past Tezza cleanly and quickly, and he could maybe sneak that P4 from Bloomsy. Tezza is starting to drop off slightly. Max is going to have about, well, pretty much a full lap if he passes Tezza here. He's going to have a full lap to attack. He's been good at saving his ERS in the lead up here. So this is something we'll monitor alongside the battle for P2. And Intronsic is up on Milanis for the last points paying position. Those are the three fights we have. Fight for P10, fight for effectively P4 if you cast Bloomsy's penalty into the mix, and a fight for P2 between Iceman and Kevin. 2, 3 and 2 cars respectively. Bit of a snap for Kevin. They've both regened a nice handy amount of ERS here. Kevin gonna give Iceman something to think about here. As there goes Maxwell on Tezza. Now he's got point, well, he's pretty much there. If he holds this, he'll get a nice handy P4 on return. A strong race for Maxwell, and one that he'll be proud of. But it's going to take a lot because Bloomsy will be pushing like crazy, as is Kevin. Here we go, down the hanger straight to the inside goes Kevin as we head towards Stowe. That is job done for the Aston Martin. But it is all eyes on the driver at the front of the pack as Iceman gets a time penalty. Rounding the final corner, it's for the 5th time this season. Willsy P1, 5 out of 7 converted. Lovely stuff from the RB driver, who extends his championship lead yet again. Kevin P2, Iceman P3. Bloomsy will be P4 on the road, but it'll be snatched from his grasp by a flying Maxwell, who ran the alternate strategy to a T in the end, getting past Bloomsy. Tezza just about couldn't cut Bloomsy. He gets P6. Devon P7. Herms P8 after the crash with Desovic. Lazy is out of fuel. So I'll be interested as Intronsic passes Milanis for the last points. I'll be interested to see if these guys can get within any kind of gap. Too lazy and possibly pass him. Not quite, no. And Tronzik snatches the last point though. Sorry about that. Strong race. Solid stuff. Especially from the winner, Willsey. Pulled the undercut. Strong race from everyone. I'll be honest, I'm tired as hell, so I am going to call that nice and early on the stream. Another very strong HRA race. Silverstone always cooks up something special. It's done it again. Great stuff from a great league. We've got more next week. I'm not sure if there will be a commentator. As is the woes of me off to drive this league instead. But that is up in the air as to if I'll continue it. Because if I don't enjoy driving too much, I very much enjoy commentating. So I may well defect back to commentating. This time intentionally. Unlike the first season on last year's game. But anyway, thank you for joining. If this is my last time commentating on Div 1, it has truly been an honour. This division used to be second, in my opinion. But since the revival, I've got to say, it is incredible to watch the racing here. I look forward to being in it. I look forward to you all continuing to watch it. And we roll on to the next round. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.